the next sort of step, I think, for us to think through is what kind of behaviors can we take toward shifting the focus from the goal itself to how we achieve those goals. One thing that came to mind, I think we often, and maybe this is what some are experiencing in that idea of shifting towards a fully digital or mobile credential, there could be some things that feel like they're out of your control that are hurdles to get over, things like administrative hesitancy or budgetary restrictions, or so many of those things that feel out of our control. But whether it's the digital transformation or some other goal that you might have, what kind of behaviors might we be able to focus on to move ourselves in that direction?
I can share what I've done so far. To me, it's kind of like the how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time kind of mindset. So my first bite was surveying our students to help gather data to back up the fact that it's something that they desired. And then another bite I was able to take was to create a proposal that kind of outlined all the data on what the students want, the costs, the environmental impact it would have, things like that, and present that to the decision makers of the college. So those were a couple of behaviors that I could control. And now it's kind of in their hands, and what happens, happens.
Yeah, I would echo that as well. I've been on this hunt, if you will, since 2015, and I have presented proposal after proposal, survey after survey, tried every angle I could think of to move this along, and it always came down to funding, where it fell flat on its face. And so I think my best advice in behaviors was not to get discouraged, but to keep at it and just keep at it and keep at it and keep at it, because we eventually got to a place where it was received and funding was available. We were able to get past that. So here we are in implementation phase now, but I think it's just never giving up that hunt and just keeping on it.
And take baby steps along the way. We started years ago transferring to contactless cards, using contactless door readers, and just every year would do something different to get us to the goal to be able to move forward with the mobile credential. So we didn't have as large of an investment when we were ready to go. We had already done all those steps along the way.
So are we equating steps and plans as behaviors that we can control? Now, some of those you still can't control, because if I'm relying on another department to replace their door readers, they may not have that funding yet. But I really like this message of breaking those things down. What can I do to foster that environment, as those of you who have gone down that mobile route, Jen and Deb and Cheryl, structuring your campus to see it your way.
One thing that was very hard was managing everybody else's behavior towards the new thing that you were trying to implement. So in that, I had to just manage Alicia in that process and my behavior towards it. And, just coach everybody through of why we're doing what we're doing. Of course, everybody is not going to agree with why you're doing what you're doing, but your job is to go in and to show them that change is okay. Change is, is inevitable, but yet and still, this has to take place